everyone! Today we're making a Cinderella-inspired capelet. My main inspiration for the design of the capelet will be not her iconic blue dress, but rather the pink dress. More specifically, dressmaking scene from Cinderella with the bluebirds and mice helping out with the making of her pink dress. Although the design elements will be taken from the pink dress, I still want to incorporate some elements from her blue dress. So I've decided to use blue fabric. It will be a slightly darker blue than her original light pastel blue dress. My lining fabric will be pink, and I want to have a bow on the front of the capelet. I also want to incorporate pink ribbons in some way. So I'm thinking the ribbons can extend from the bow on the front all the way to the back. And then at the back, I don't want the back elements to be symmetrical. So I kind of want one side of the ribbon to loop around itself. And the ribbon is held up by one of the bluebirds. And on the other side, I want a second bluebird, and this bird will be carrying the other end of the ribbon. Both birds will be embroidered on the fabric by hand. So I think I'm happy with this arrangement, and we'll see how it goes. I will be starting with preparing the front ties, which will form the bow. I've cut out 4 pieces. I'm pinning each corresponding set of tie pieces right sides together, and I'm going to sew along the edges. I'm clipping the corners, and now I'm going to use my pinking shears to trim the seam allowance. I can now turn the pieces right side out. Then I'm going to press, and finally I'm going to top stitch along the edges. Now that the front ties are done, I can move on to the capelet pieces. I've placed the back capelet piece right side facing up and aligned the front capelet main pieces to the shoulders, right sides together, and I'm just going to attach them together on the sides. It's time to finish the seams, so I'm going to press the seam allowances towards the back of the capelet, then I'll grab my pinking shears and trim the seam allowance. Now I'm stitching the seam allowance to the back capelet and the main capelet piece is ready. For my lining, I'm simply going to repeat the exact same. It's now time to construct the front tie closure, so I'm placed the capelet main piece right side facing up and place a mark where exactly I want my front ties to be, down from the neckline on the center front side. I'm placing the ties on the front, right sides together, aligning the raw end of the tie with the raw center front edge of the capelet, and I'm just going to baste them in place. Next step is embroidery. I've drawn my two birds on the back. I just finished embroidering one of the birds, which took a couple of days, and I'm about to start with the second one. I'm mainly going to be using the long and short stitch as well as satin stitch. have my embroidery done, I can start preparing my ribbons. To make my ribbons, I'm using the same pink fabric that I used as my lining. I've cut out 2 long strips, which I'm going to fold in half, right sides together, and stitch along the raw edges. Then I'm turning them right sides out and I'm going to give them a press. And there we have our ribbons ready, so I'm going to spend some time piecing things together and arranging the ribbons on the capelet. Once I'm happy with the ribbon arrangement, I'm going to pin and stitch them in place. We're almost done now. All we have to do is attach the lining to the main capelet piece. I'm placing the lining on top of the capelet main, right sides together, pin them in place, and sew. I'm also leaving a small opening that we can later turn the capelet right side out. I just clipped a few areas along the curves and I'm going to trim the seam allowance. I turned the capelet right side out, gave the edges a good press, and the final step is to top stitch around the entire capelet. So there we have it all done. I had so much fun working on this, and I'm thinking about turning this into a series and making capes for all the other Disney princesses too. Please let me know in the comments below if that's something you would like to see, and also let me know which Disney princess you would like to see me make a cape for next.